Hi everybody, today I've got something a bit interesting. It's this old cooking set. Now, I don't know quite how old it is. I think it's from the 1960s. I'm doing a bit of research online. It says Gilwel here. I think it's an old Scouts mess tin set. Gilwel is Gilwel Park in London. And in the 1960s, Scouts, Boy Scouts, would have had things like this to cook with when they were camping out or on a patrol or on an adventure. So let's have a look. It's aluminium, nice kind of claspy thing that keeps it all together. And inside is a kind of nested set of different things. You've got one kind of frying pan piece. You've got this kind of saucepan with a lid. Nice. And then this other frying pan or cooking dish that you've got, which the kind of claspy thing to keep it all together. You can kind of use a handle. Now, as I understand it, down there you can see this bit is actually all the set came with originally, but the kind of point is that as a scout you could get a stick. Here's one. And you could whittle it down and build your own kind of cooking handle. It doesn't really need it because you've got that, but it would be a bit more sturdy and a bit more stable. So in a bit we'll have a go and see if we can make a handle for it. But it's a really nice set, and I'm really impressed actually how it all folds down. Doesn't look like it's seen a huge amount of use, but it has been used. And yeah, for something that's 60, 70 years old, thought it would be pretty fun to give a go. So what we will do is see about whittling a little handle for that, and then in a bit give a little cook and a test, see what we can make to eat with it. So yeah. Now, whittling, as I understand it, I'm no expert, does take a while, so I might speed up this portion of the video. This is just a stick from a tree in our garden. So we will see if we can make something that will slot down inside there just to be a bit of a handle. I think this stick is going to be a bit big, so we'll probably end up sawing something off. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Right, there we are. That would do. That would fit in there quite nicely. Nice. So, just gonna whittle this down until we've got the kind of profile for the end of the thing. So I'm just going to mark again kind of where we're going, and I'm just going to whittle and get these bits off. So here goes. Whittling montage commencing. Okay, well, I don't know how we're doing. Let's have a little check-in. Kind of had enough of whittling now, but I think we've got a bit more to go. Well, not too bad. Not too bad. Let's persevere. Okay, there is our little handle. Now, obviously, haven't cooked with this yet, but I can say that one of the things I do prefer over the Trangia is not having to spend 20 minutes whittling a handle, but then again, I suppose if it was the 1960s and I was 12, maybe that would be fun. But it looks pretty cool. Whittled handle there. That's me throwing something. So yeah, I think next steps, let's do some cooking. Gonna cook some noodles and tofu. Gonna do 2 burners at once. So we're gonna use this saucepan and boil some water for the noodles. It can rest there on the Trangia mini stand. And then we're gonna use the frying pan to fry the tofu in a bit of sauce. So I've got a bit of oil, which will heat up, and the tofu. Just get that nice and warm. With a bit of weight in the pan, it stays on there fine. I've got some frozen onions, just for a bit of flavour. And just some cheap instant-ish noodles. Had to use the kind of pot holder that came with the Trangia Mini just to get the lid off. I guess that's one thing about this set. It doesn't have a handle or a grabber type thing for the hot pans, but the Trangia accessories work fine. I've got some spicy garlic sauce, so we'll just add that in, and a bit of soy sauce. Just mix that round and make sure everything's coated. The noodles are pretty much cooked. Just give it a stir and stop things burning too much. My handle worked out pretty good there. So I can add in the noodles. Mix everything round and it's pretty much ready. Nice being able to do 2 things at once. So I'm just going to put that on my nice metal plate. And there we go. Quick and tasty meal. Cooked in the 1960s Scout set. I'm guessing it's the first time it's been used for a while. It was really good. So there we go. That was quite a nice meal actually, and it was pretty good having both pans going at the same time. One of them, yeah, I was cooking on the Trangia Mini with its little windshield, and that was fine. The other one, I used a Trangia burner, and then I've got this kind of cross thing that goes on there, and that kind of worked. It was a bit unstable, but actually it wasn't too bad. Nothing fell off, so that's pretty good. That Trangia burner's from the 1980s, so a bit crazy to think that even that is a good 20 years older than the cook set itself. Handle, pretty good. It was a little bit heavy. I felt that was tipping it back, but actually again managed to find a balance, and it's all cleaned up quite well. I got a bit carried away on the whittling and made another handle, which you see the FPC Forest Pot Cooking branded handle there, so can actually have different handles for different events. That one goes in there pretty nicely if you want a branded handle. So yeah, that's pretty fun after the initial chore of whittling. that one I've oiled a bit as well, so it should last a bit longer. And yeah, pretty good. Obviously, if you were cooking on a fire or something, you'd probably need a grill, which is, I imagine, what a Boy Scout would have done in the 1960s. But yeah, there you go. Really interesting little cook set that we found in an antique shop. Brilliant to see it kind of still being used and enjoying taking it out and about. So I think it's definitely something you could easily take out on a walk. And like I say, you just need to think of getting a little alcohol stove or something else to kind of actually heat it up. But yeah, really versatile bit of kit and quite a tasty meal. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, let me know.